Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I'm in Fairfield, California, and I'm at the American Armory Museum here. And as you can see, I'm surrounded by military vehicles, and we're going to take a little tour of them, and then I'm also going to take you inside the main building and check out all the displays they have there. So come along and let's go check out the American Armory Museum here in Fairfield, California. Wow.
That is one of General Patton's Jeeps.
Really?
They bought that, they got that out of Belgium.
That's awesome.
That was an actual Jeep that he drove.
Make a safe landing impossible.
Wow, it's in really great condition, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
It was beautiful.
Has it been repainted, or is that...
Probably.
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't look
Been a long time.
restored.
He painted his a gloss.
That's awesome. Wow.
But that is actually his. And
This is probably the only one in the world, huh? I would
he
think.
may have had several others. I just know
But I
this
mean,
one was
you know,
in Belgium.
Restored like this and everything.
That could be, yeah, and stuff. I just drove a tank for the first time this morning.
Oh, I saw some mud on the... Is that the tank?
We had two of them out there and got to drive. First time I'd ever been in one, and
Wow.
the first time I'd ever driven one. And
That must have been awesome.
The curator is a really good instructor. Yeah. Oh, it was a lot of fun. And every couple of months, if you watch the Facebook page for these guys.
Yeah.
Every couple of months they'll have a weekend or a day where they'll have rides. It's a open house, so there's no family out here, and the rides, depending on the vehicle, was this past one we had that half track and a tank out there. The half track was $15 per person.
Oh, wow. That's nothing.
And the tank was $45 a person.
So how was the tank experience you had? You said you never done that before. How was that? Claustrophobic?
Well, yeah, I'm a big guy. Getting down into those. Now I know why they only hire 19-year-olds.
Okay.
Getting down into that hole was a bit of a challenge. And, I don't know. I think I hit something. One of them that I was driving, pulling back on a brake.
Yeah.
Took a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And I think when I went across with my other hand to pull back on the brake, it scraped something in there. So.
And can you imagine being in battle? I mean, you're not getting out of that thing. You're not.
No, yeah.
It's crazy.
You know, I imagine if you do it enough, it's relatively easy. It becomes second nature.
Did you see that Brad Pitt movie about tanks? What is it? It was like real recent. It was like 4 years ago. Really good movie, but very, very, very violent. Like it really was, you know.
Yeah.
They didn't hold back on the graphics.
No.
So.
I can see where it would be really violent.
Yeah.
My whole background is airplanes. It was all
You mechanic on only? Did you fly?
Aircraft structural maintenance.
Okay.
Sheet metal paint.
My grandfather was a mechanic on the P-51s.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'll have to show you a picture. I have it on my phone.
It was one of my favorite airplanes.
Yeah.
So this is actually Israeli. You'll find Israeli writing all over it.
Oh, wow. Huh.
We had this one out here running over the couple of weeks ago, and we fit quite a few people in the back.
Do you get a decent amount of people come in for those events?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I couldn't tell you the exact number, but we did quite well.
In this time of year, even?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. When you put it out there that
you're going to drive one of those?
Rides, well, they don't get to drive.
Right, but still a ride.
But you get to ride in it, and they show up in droves.
That's awesome.
That was my first experience with that, and it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow.
It was a lot of fun. But we've got all different eras around here. The Civil War over here, and some of these are actual Civil War flags.
Yeah, the USS Hornet has one of the flags that was flown when they were battling Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, Midway battle.
Okay.
And it's all tethered and it's in a frame. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, some of the guns and some of the rifles. And
yeah.
Some of the swords we have are actual Civil War.
Wow. I didn't even notice the biplane up there. I'm just sitting there going, wow.
Yeah, it's a scaled down version.
Yeah.
But I believe it actually flew at one point.
Looks like it would.
Yeah, I believe it did.
Huh. Wow.
But we've got every era in here. From the Civil War.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the helicopter you came past out here.
Yeah,
is
that's
a movie prop.
Oh, it is?
It's
Okay.
a movie prop.
Okay.
Yes, it was in
It was like a scorpion.
Dark 30 or Dark 30 and one of the another movie. So it's straight up prop.
Okay.
Movie.
It's pretty cool though. Eye catching.
It is, and to have something from movies like that is a lot of fun to have out here.
Well, that was great talking to the gentleman inside. Name's Alex. Worked for the Navy. And I decided to walk around out here right now because of the weather is looking like it might start raining. And I'd rather do the outside now, and I could always go inside. So look at this thing. Very cool. It's like a miniature, made in Sweden. Alex, the gentleman, was telling me that all these things, almost all of them, have seen some kind of military service, some kind of action, and that they're all running and working, not just props. And he did tell me that I'm more than happy to look inside stuff and check things out, so I will do so. The inside of that, smells like grease and motor oil in there, I can tell you that. So this would be pulled around in the snow, I imagine. No climbing on vehicle. And this one, it looks like it's for sale. 1947 Studebaker Weasel M29C. I've heard of Studebaker cars, but I've never heard of Studebaker Weasels. This thing has a cool smell to it too. This one kind of smells like a car from the 50s. Looks like it has a straight 6 in there. Storage box there. This one of only a few Arctic top models ever produced. Formerly military surplus, was used by the U.S. Forest Service until the late 50s, when it was purchased by Squaw Valley. Squaw Valley, huh. Guess who used to ski at Squaw Valley? That would be me. I used to ski at Squaw Valley. And here we go, the driver's seat here. Just like a little tank. Straight, both of them, left, right. And transmission is down here, I guess. And if you have any carburetor problems, you can adjust it right here. Fuel mixture. Very cool. I like that. Be a fun toy to have. And it's for sale. Diesel, I imagine?
Yes. It was the same type of fuel for everything. Airplanes, trucks, tanks, you name it. If it
They just wanted one fuel for everything?
one fuel.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't want to be transporting a bunch of different types. And these are cooling? Keep the radiators cool?
Yeah.
Had a big serpentine belt, I see. Do they have turbos on these, or are they just straight
I believe they're turbocharged.
to give them some power, right?
Oh yeah. They're moving a lot of weight,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of resistance when you're turning, because you actually, the way they steer is when you pull back on a lever, it applies the brake on the tread on this side.
Okay, and then it puts.
And the other one continues moving, so that takes a lot of power to pull that off.
Oh yeah, because you're fighting the twisting motion of the.
Yeah. Plus you're holding that one tread back. So.
That makes sense. All right, and we'll keep walking around. Cool. Not often you see a tank engine out in the wild. Check batteries daily. Do not fill above the line. There's an Army Transport M35-2A 2.5 ton cargo truck. Years of production 1950 to 88. You see a lot of those in the war movies, transporting troops. And this one's got a machine gun on the top of it, with a turret. And I guess you need to stand up in there. Let's see if it's open. Yeah. Doesn't have much for, if you're using that machine gun up there, you don't have much to brace yourself. Just jump up there and grab it and go. Spare tires right here, interesting spot. And this is a very interesting vehicle. It's got a U-joint there, so it can flex. So it's got a lot of mobility, I imagine, to carry it over rocks and rocky areas and paths. Amphibious vehicle. Oh, it's amphibious. It was a 6-wheel drive semi-amphibious off-road vehicle, originally developed for use by the U.S. military in Vietnam War. There's some pictures of it being used. What's the underside look like here? Doesn't look like it would float, does it? It's not a floater. It's probably more of a sinker. And here's the drive seat here. Not sure what that is. Dry air service. Some kind, it says dry air service, I think, indicator. Anybody knows what that is, let me know in the comments. Look where the exhaust is. Right out here. That's a pretty wild looking vehicle, I'll tell you. Okay, this here you don't want to be messing around with ever. Tracked rapier system. The Rapier is a surface-to-air missile developed for British Army and Royal Air Force. It entered the service in '71. Here's a picture of it using its missiles. That's pretty wild. Hearing protection required. Yeah, I think so. Look at this computer-controlled system here. Funny thing is, our cell phones these days would be 10 times as powerful as this stuff. Look at this thing too. I wonder if that's for all the individual missiles. It's got lights and switches to arm things. I guess you need to be very, very well trained to be able to figure out how to use this. Looks like a pretty big engine, double oil filter there. And so this would rise up and launch the rockets. And it's got a radar system here, some kind of radar dome there. Definitely want to be on the receiving end of these missiles. Hey, it'll go 38 miles an hour. The maximum speed in each gear. So it's a 3-speed. And this thing, I guess you would put this hood on and aim the missiles manually if you needed to. And they even had air conditioning in here. I bet that was needed. Imagine how hot it got in here with the engine right there. And look at that, a safety belt system. Amazing. And what is this? Oil pressure, intercom. There's a lot of stuff in here to know what you're gonna do. Tracker up, tracker. This would be a way you adjust the tracking system, I guess. You definitely need a lot of training for that. This is funny. I think this is just an air cannon to shoot tennis balls with. Now look at this beast here. This is a huge transportation vehicle. No climbing on the vehicle. I'm not sure what it's carrying behind. I guess it's a fuel truck. Looks like every wheel has power to it. And it might be a 4-wheel drive too. Let's see about the controls in this one. Compared to that rocket launcher, this looks like a piece of cake. Is it front wheel drive too? Yep. So 6 wheels are powered and maybe even the back, but I doubt it. There's no drive shaft there. And here's the back of that probably fuel. Not really positive. And the sides, well, no, it's not fuel, is it? You know what this thing is? I think it's a portable machine shop, like a repair station. They got a lathe on here. Yeah, it's like a portable repair truck. So they can make parts in the field if they need to. And here's a little data on it. General purpose repair semi-trailer. Huh. So this would give you the ability to make things on demand if something broke. Here's another crazy tank here. FMC C&R prototype number 2 of 10. Now the guy inside Alex, you can see the fresh mud on here. He actually drove this thing around. And this is the one he was telling me about this morning. So it was also mentioned that all these vehicles work. They're not just stagnant displays. You see here all the bulletproof glass that you're looking through controlling this. It's pretty claustrophobic to me. And they got a Gatling gun up there. Naval gun mount. This gun mount was originally located on the roof of a building at Mare Island Shipyard in Vallejo. And it was designed to protect the shipyard in case of attack. So, for those of you who aren't aware, I have several Mare Island videos on my channel if you want to check them out. Here's another amphibious vehicle, FV620. All these things have funny looks to them. They don't make them to be cosmetic, that's for sure. I don't care what they look like. It's all about what they do. But that's pretty cool looking thing, huh? At least I think so. Let's see. And the smell of diesel permeates the air. And I want you to notice something. There's no doors on this. The way in is up and down. Let's go around the back here. It's a lot bigger than you think, the bed of it. And then right next to it is another six-wheeled armored vehicle. And this one you cannot climb in vehicles. So I'll just kind of look at the steering wheel up there. How are you supposed to control this thing? That steering wheel has to be able to move, because that looks crazy to steer it from there. But you can fit up to 8 people, and got another guy. Looks like 10 people could be in this thing. Let's hope this thing had air conditioning, or you'd all die of heat exhaustion. Oh, you know what? Look at there. It does. Oh, it's got a Hornet too. Hornets seem to love these military vehicles. What is this for? Fire extinguisher. I can't imagine how hot it would be in that thing. And the air conditioning, I doubt, was very effective. FV603. And then an M211 tractor truck, 1952. Now, I grew up watching the show MASH, and you'd see a lot of these in that show. This is a custom built, they call it the Beast military tire smoker. And it's built of a whole bunch of different things. And it's equipped with a jet engine. And let's take a look at it. It looks like a hot rod / something else. And it's got a little decal Lady Liberty on the side. And jet speed, exhaust temp, RPMs, some modern things here. It's even got a little stereo speaker, and a machine gun. And then over here we got this. It's a regular V8 engine. Let's see about the jet engine. This must have been just for parades and stuff. So what I'm noticing is the jet engine's not here right now. I think it would have been right here. But I think this thing would be quite fast with a jet power and lowered. Installed 2 big block Chevys. A 396 front motor drives the first axle. 454 drives the rear axle. Both motors and transmissions work together. Equipped with line lock, locks up the front brakes. It can smoke the tires. It has a propane injected exhaust for cool flame throwing effect. Interesting. It was also equipped with a jet engine, but removed for a new project. The body is from a 1943 white half-track. The beast is California street legal. It can keep up with anything on the highway and gets about 5 miles to the gallon if you keep your foot on it. The Bill of Rights Declaration of Independence are posted on each side as a reminder and tool to teach young American history. Very cool. You're not going to see one of those ever because this is the only one ever made. And look at this little guy. It's a one-man tank. Just one guy riding in there. If you can open it. Ugh. It doesn't. Too rusted shut to open. He did say they all run though. That thing's wild looking, huh? And then over here, this is more of a modern trailer, but the thing that's catching my eyes immediately is the hydraulic suspension. Check this out. The wheels, you're able to lower and raise this entire bed. I don't know how high it would go, but I've never seen a suspension like that. Let's walk around to the front and see what we got here. I wonder what would be on this. Tank or something, or two tanks. It's big. And look at that beast of a engine it's got. Wow. Where have you ever seen a truck like that? It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 total powering wheels. Each of these have a drive power to them and an air suspension, brought to you by Goodyear tires. This thing is massive. It's hard to get a sense to show you guys how big it is, but it is massive. I'm gonna stand next to it just so you can see how huge this thing is. Look at this thing. It's like giant. It dwarfs me. Okay, it's called the HET 1070 Heavy Equipment Transporter, and it's got some pictures here. Yeah, so tanks, relatively new vehicle, I'm suspecting. Yeah, 89 to current. So, and this says 93 to present, so I don't know which one applies, but it's, oh, the one next to it, I guess they're saying. Anyway, this is another one, very tall, very large, impressive M916 tractor truck. That one reminds me, there's a GM vehicle that toured during the World Fair. If you look it up online, it's a bizarre, I forgot the exact name of it, but it has that front end look to it. They were supposed to, the GM vehicle was supposed to promote the future. So Alex inside was saying that on certain days you can come and get a ride in a tank, and this is the tank course. So I'm definitely gonna come back out here and do a video of that, because that would be amazing. So what is this? Ammo trailer M989A1. It's another beast of a truck. Lots of drive wheels there. This one, I don't think has seen any life in a while, judging by the completely flat tires and giant cracks in them. But historical vehicle. And way out by the entrance, there's a Caterpillar Model 15, Big 15 they called it. 1928 to 1933 was the Caterpillar 15. Now this thing is very unusual. This is called a lighter amphibious resupply cargo. The LARC-5. There's some pictures there of it doing its thing, but it's a drivable boat. That would be kind of fun, huh? Take that into the San Francisco Bay, just drive right in. So this helicopter here, I was told by the gentleman inside that this is actually a movie prop. So it looks real, but completely non-functional. And there's a couple movies he mentioned that this was in. Oh look, they got it's got an LCD screen with some it's actually working. So even though it's a movie prop, it's got some life to it. Batteries are been charged. It's pretty cool looking there from the front, huh? Not a bad movie prop. And this guy is part of it. He's had a little too much sun out here, I think. And we got a couple body bags here. It's not a good thing. And these guys look like they're dressed for the Desert Storm. And then they got a computer simulation there going on. Some handholds, but it's got some made out of metal, but a little bit of everything.
Space, exit the aircraft.
Ooh.
Restricted space, exit the aircraft.
Nice.
Restricted space, exit the aircraft now.
I like that. It's got a motion sensor that says restricted space, exit the aircraft. And this is how they got it from 0 Dark 30. Okay, so this is part of the 0 Dark 30 movie. This is one of two movie prototype props made for the movie 0 Dark 30, 2001. So, and this is how they got it here. Wouldn't have been easy, I'll tell you. Very cool. That's a pretty impressive movie prop. Hey, for all you Chevy lovers out here, this is a CUCV Military M1009K5 Blazer. Dun da da! Drum roll, please. Very unique Chevy Blazer here with military power. And a nice trailer behind it. And this is an example of crane and what it can lift. A lot of cool vehicles out here, you know. M936A1 Wrecker. There's another one-man tank. FV701 Ferret armored car. Look at this dog. On loan from Rick Stewart. I wonder what that picture is. Ferret Scout, British light armored fighting vehicle designed and built for reconnaissance purposes. Okay. And what do we got here? Now this is probably the most impressive tank they got here on the whole facility. It's a true tank. FV4201 Chieftain main battle tank. It's in service all the way up to the 90s. Okay. And look at some damage here. It hit something pretty big because that's some thick metal. But look at the reinforcement of the turret. And this is so thick. It's bomb resistant, I imagine. This is quite impressive. Now I wonder what went out of there. Maybe rockets. Now if this is a thing you get a ride in, that would be awesome, because this is a beast. It's definitely had some incidents with things. You know, and I see some car glass here. So my guess is this thing drives over cars for entertainment. But look how thick this is. Look at that. And the welds on this. That's definitely very impressive. That British tank. It's huge. Very intimidating too. And the one right next to it, this might have been the one the gentleman was in today. He got it open so you can check it out. Wow. Look at the, I call them bullets, but I know that's not the official name. This is a shell. I guess you call them shells. But all the controls up here in the seats, you got two different people sitting there controlling the whole gun mechanism. Can you imagine for a minute how loud this would be when you're firing this gun? Oh my God, it would be deafening. Completely deafening. Wow. The view from up top. So this one's got real fresh mud on it too, so I think this is the one that Alex was talking about that he drove today. Interesting. It says it's a FV433 Abbott self-propelled artillery. The question I have, but what do they mean by self-propelled? Self-propelled variant. Fully rotating turret at the rear housing a 105mm gun. So very cool. The two massive tanks here. Interesting. Soviet Union D-44 85mm field artillery gun. Those are some decent size shells there, huh? And on the other side here is a trailer. What's so special? That's a bomb trailer. Carrying bombs. And this is aerial gunnery target. This white thing here. Gunnery targets are electronic targets that help fighter pilots train. Okay. So they're training targets. And then over here is a hit the deck. Hit the deck. That to me looks like something for the water. Like a torpedo, don't you think? No, it's a replica bomb. Hit the deck is a replica of a 500-pound bomb that would have been used during World War II. That's a substantial size bomb. Some more Jeeps. It would have been featured in the television show MASH. This is a Willys C Jeep. I'm just saying that because I watched that show a lot growing up. There's a Humvee, I think they're called. And then right next to it is another crazy tank. Now this had been World War I. I know this thing's not new at all. Looks like I'm wrong about the dating of this. So this thing just looks so old. But it looks like it's considered a light tank built during World War II times. I thought I'd break out the drone and get some drone footage of overhead of the vehicles. There's the Humvee. Some old Jeeps, which we already walked and looked at. That gun looks impressive on that one. And then the 500-pound bomb. More guns there. And the movie prop helicopter from above. That is a pretty impressive looking movie prop, I must say. And then on the other side, here's an overview. And you guys can kind of get an idea. The property is pretty big. Some of the vehicles that we saw on the ground. And then the tank tracks there. You can see the fresh tank tracks again in this clip. And here's an overhead shot of the area there where they you can get a tank ride. Pretty cool. That would be awesome to get a tank ride. I think I'm going to need to come back for sure and do that. And of course I'll film it for everybody's enjoyment. But this gives you an idea of the facility here and the building behind the tall trees there where everything is. Well, here's the entrance. When you walk in here, they got all sorts of things to look at. There's German machine guns here. Russian bolt-action military rifle with the lovely stab you bayonet on the end. This one's got a handheld here. Well, it looks like the cartridge, but I think you held it there. Some of these are very unusual. And look at these 20 millimeters. Some bombs up there. More machine guns on this here. AK-47, semi-automatic. This is reminds you of the mob movies, right? Tommy gun. Submachine gun. Grenade launcher replica. And this is a more modern HK MP5 9mm bullpup assault rifle. And then they got a whole bunch of dating all the way back to the 1855 Civil War muskets. The end, you know, that go on the end of your musket, the bayonet. And the gentleman inside was saying a lot of this is all donated to the museum. There's a lot of history here. And then in here, they got some really special ones here. 1914 sword. 1907. 1898 Argentine officer troop sword. And look at the detail of the handle here. 1870 Civil War. Trench knife. It's got brass knuckles and a good grab hold. Naval officer dress post-Korean War. So this would be just for ceremonial purposes. That's why it looks so fancy. German officers. And up here we got bazookas. And look at this guy up here. Doesn't really say what it is. Oh, it does. It's an MG34 LMG. Some kind of machine gun. And then they got little models of tanks in here, and there's a lot to look at, as you can see. Grenades, replica grenades, more machine guns, light machine gun. How is this light? It looks heavy to me. And then a whole bunch of different size cartridges getting bigger as you go to the right here. Another machine gun. More bullets. Now here it shows you all the different sizes and the names of them all. And check this out. This is a depth charge. Those are anti-submarine. And I just watched a great submarine movie on Netflix. I'm having trouble remembering what it was called, but it was really good. It was only made about 5 years ago. And then in this case, they got a Richardson slam gun. Don't know what that means at all. And various handguns, a German pistol. Black powder gun, very old. A bunch of different notes. And here they have a whole German Nazi memorabilia, if you can call it that. Some Nazi stamps, Nazi medals, more things below here. German SS, I think. And more up here. These are actual medals that Hitler, if you look on his uniform, may have had on. Here's a gas mask for tear gas, I imagine. And some shrapnel. German officer uniforms here. And a little motorcycle. It looks pretty old. Another machine gun here. Iraq accepts Allies' demands. We're at war. This is a 91, early 91. And these are soldiers that perished during the Persian Gulf War. This is interesting. This is a windshield from a Humvee shot by ISIS in Iraq. Did its job. I don't see any penetration. The bullets just bounced off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty crazy. And some great outfits here. Look at this jacket in the back of it. Here's some actual footage during the war. It's like drone footage. See what's going to happen. I think they're going to shoot a rocket at that building.
Responding to a tick zone 30 with Outlaw. Unable to get a hold of Outlaw. We have a building that we responded to yesterday. We can see friendly fire going into the building. Somebody shooting out that window right there. You got somebody shooting? Yes.
Wow.
Hey, I've got somebody shooting out from the window. Right there, that window right there just had muzzle flash. Now they're going to push it down 144. We're coming in. Come on. I know there was a civilian. We had last calling station is Crazy Horse 10. Flight 2864 responding to the tick of zone 30. Have eyes on the building.
Crazy. And back to the inside here. You got to kind of take your time a little bit because you'll miss something if you don't. There's a depiction of all the different soldiers' outfits in the various wars. World War I, Civil War. This is the actual discharge papers from the Civil War. Authentic Civil War flag. Check that out. And the ones up here too. They go way up. And I see numbers again. More flags. There's a code for the numbers over there. Different generals during the war.
That rifle right there.
Yeah.
Was when my dad passed away.
Yeah.
I went to the house, grabbed all the stuff there.
Yeah.
I had to get it out of the house, and that was in his stuff. Not sure how he got it. I think it was from a neighbor that was in the Army.
Oh, okay.
And maybe previous generations.
What period is that from?
It's right there on the placard.
It's hard to read.
Yeah, in distance.
1863. Wow.
Breech load 51, 52 caliber. And they're only made for 2 years. And so only 165 of them made.
Wow.
How the hell I wound up with it is beyond me.
So you
That's
brought
a
it
mystery.
in and then they researched it and discovered the
I
history?
actually researched it myself. It's
Oh, you
easy to
did?
research this stuff, yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting to hear about that rifle there on the wall. Betsy Ross 15 star flag, 1795 banner up there. You see that? Everything is put together so well here. There's the steering of this truck here / tank. With some thick rope. Lots of machine guns here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 machine guns. 5, excuse me. And he said I can walk up here. Half-tank armored personnel carrier. Wow. These guns are locked down, but gives you a sense of what it would be like being up here in this one. So if you were in battle, you'd be cruising with these ready to go at any moment. This offers a really good overview of the whole museum here too. M45 quad mount 50 cal. A meat chopper. Anti-aircraft gun. Call this the meat chopper. Guess they could just wheel this into anywhere and use it. It was used extensively in the Korean War and the Vietnam War, providing ground fire against enemy troops. Wow. And I'm loving this little mini bike. I had a mini bike when I was a kid. And this, I think, is a Russian motorcycle because they like to copy the Germans as far as their engine designs. They call it a Newport 17C, that biplane up there. These are MREs, I imagine. I wonder what they are. Steak and potatoes? So this is Vietnam. Never forget. A lot of Vietnam memorabilia here. And then here is an example of the ambulance. And nice to see the nurse is keeping her lungs healthy with her Pall Malls. Now what is this map showing? It's got patches attached to everything. I'm not really sure what that means. And they got a book here. The 5th Armored Victory Division, 1956 basic training book. There is an unusual book there. I wonder how many people are in this book that are still with us. Howitzer, 105 mil, Glamour Gal. It's a replica. This guy's facial expression is interesting. He looks a little concerned. The power of this thing compared to this is night and day. Technology. Now imagine this is in the 40s or the 50s, 40s and 50s. Imagine what people are going to say about us when they used to carry around these square things and called cell phones before everybody had implanted phones into their system. Now this is an interesting vehicle, high-speed tractor. How fast do they go? What's high speed? 30 miles an hour. I guess that's pretty fast. Now this is really cool too, this whole setup here. And more Jeeps. 1943 MB Jeep. Jeep missile launcher. And then, as you heard earlier, this is actual General Patton's Jeep. And this is a great diorama of everything. There's a lot of thought that went into this museum here. Put together very well. And there's a lot to look at. They even have a tiny little model down here. Check that out. Scorpion reconnaissance vehicle. And there's a ladder up here, so I'm going to take a peek. So let's go take a look from above. This thing's a weird looking thing. It's a Dodge Commander. Now over here, check this out. They got all these medals. This says 1855 to 1899 medals. Ah! Gas mask in the bathroom. Might need those if you're having issues with your stomach. Okay, I'm in the bathroom. I just think it's humorous that they have gas masks, but I also want to read this sign. Our aim is to keep this bathroom clean. Gentlemen, your aim will help. Stand closer. It's shorter than you think. Ladies, please remain seated for the entire performance. And then they have an explosive sign here. Pretty classic. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video I made today of the American Armory Museum here in Fairfield. I appreciate you coming along. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and I will see you on the next video. All right, peace.